Today, brothers and sisters, do you see the salt that sits on your table? Most would never suspect that something so common could carry such powerful spiritual meaning, but it does. Salt has been more than a seasoning or preservative since ancient times. It is a symbol, a weapon, and a reminder of God's eternal covenant with His people. What if I told you that understanding the spiritual significance of salt could change your walk with God forever? Stay with me, because we're about to uncover a hidden truth, a truth that will reveal how salt has the power to purify, preserve, and protect both the body and the soul. Asterisk. My beloved children, let me take you on a journey through my word, where even the smallest things hold profound truths. You see, nothing in creation is random or without purpose. I, the Lord your God, have placed meaning and intention into every element of the earth, including something as simple as salt. Asteri. Why do I speak to you about salt today? Because, my children, you have not fully grasped the power that lies within it. You use it every day, whether in cooking, preserving, or even in cleansing. But I am here to tell you, it is so much more than that. Salt holds within it the echoes of my covenant, the power of preservation, the strength to heal, and yes, even the ability to ward off spiritual darkness. Asterisk. You see, when I gave my people the law, I commanded them to use salt in their grain offerings. You shall season all your grain offerings with salt. You shall not let the salt of the covenant with your God be missing from your grain offering. With all your offerings you shall offer salt. Leviticus 2:13. This was not a trivial command. Salt was to be present in every offering because it symbolized my eternal covenant with you, an unbreakable bond. Just as salt preserves food from decay, my covenant preserves your souls from the corruption of sin. It is eternal, lasting forever. Asteris. But think of this, beloved. Why salt? Why not another substance? Because salt carries properties that are both physical and spiritual. Salt purifies. It cleanses what is impure. Salt preserves. It keeps things from spoiling. Salt adds flavor, bringing life and richness to even the blandest of foods. In the same way, I purify you, preserve you, and bring richness to your life when you walk in my ways. When you include salt in your offerings, you are reflecting my eternal promise to cleanse you from sin and preserve you through my grace. Asterisk. Now let's dive deeper. Consider the prophet Elisha and the healing of the waters of Jericho. The people came to him, saying, "The water is bad, and the land is unfruitful." What did Elisha do? He asked for a new bowl and salt. Then, in obedience to my word, he threw the salt into the water and declared, "Thus says the Lord, I have healed this water. From now on neither death nor miscarriage shall come from it." 2 Kings 2:19-22. Immediately the waters were healed. It was not the salt alone that healed the water, but my power working through it. Asteri. What does this mean for you? Salt can be used as a tool for healing, but it requires faith. When applied with trust in me, it becomes more than just a mineral. It becomes a vessel for my power. Elisha's act of faith transformed the water, bringing life and restoration where there was once death and barrenness. In your life, there may be areas that feel barren, places where bitterness or pain have taken root. When you turn to me and when you act in faith, even with something as simple as salt, healing can come to those areas. I am the Lord who heals, and I will restore what has been broken or corrupted. Asterisk. But do not mistake this for mere symbolism. I am giving you something tangible, something you can use in your life today. Salt, when used with faith, can cleanse more than just physical impurities. It can be a tool for spiritual purification. Have you ever considered why salt is used in exorcisms, or why it is sprinkled at doorways and windowsills in some traditions? This practice goes back to the deep understanding that salt, when blessed and used in faith, can drive out the forces of darkness. Salt cleanses and purifies, not just physically but spiritually. In ancient times, it was believed that salt had the power to banish evil spirits, and this belief has echoes in my word. Asterisk. Do you remember the words of my servant Paul in the New Testament? He wrote, "Let your speech always be gracious, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how you ought to answer each person." Colossians 4:6. My children, this is more than just a call for politeness. It is a reminder that your words should be filled with wisdom and grace. Just as salt seasons and enhances the flavor of food, your speech should be uplifting, bringing life and encouragement to others. When your words are seasoned with salt, They become tools of grace, truth, and love, shining my light in a dark world. Asterisk. However, there is a warning here too. I said to you in the Gospel of Matthew, the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. Matthew 5:13. My beloved, if you lose your faith, your purity, your commitment to me, what good will you be to this world? Salt that has lost its flavor is useless. It cannot fulfill its purpose. In the same way, if you lose your spiritual edge, if you allow the world to dull your heart and mind, you will lose the power and purpose I have placed within you. But fear not, for I am with you. Stay close to me. Remain in my word, and I will keep you salty. I will keep you strong. Asterisk. Now, as you go forward, let this knowledge change the way you live. When you see salt, remember that it is a symbol of my covenant with you. Use it in faith and let it be a tool for healing and protection in your life. Sprinkle it with prayer in your home, over your food, and even in places where you feel darkness creeping in. Let it remind you of my eternal promise. And let it be a weapon against the forces that seek to harm you. Asterisk. Furthermore, let this change how you speak and act. You are called to be the salt of the earth. In a world that is decaying with sin, you are meant to preserve what is good. You are meant to be a source of life, of purity, of grace. Let your words and actions reflect the power of salt. Healing, cleansing, preserving. Do not let the world corrupt you. Stay rooted in me and you will remain salty, full of power and purpose. Asterisk, beloved. Understand that salt is a gift. It may seem small, insignificant, but it carries within it the power of my covenant, my protection, and my healing. Use it wisely and in faith, for I have given it to you as a spiritual weapon. Just as it cleanses and preserves in the natural world, so too can it cleanse and protect in the spiritual realm. Asterisk. I call you to be the salt of the earth, to go out into the world and bring my light, my purity, and my grace to those who are lost. When you feel weak, remember that I am your strength. When you feel overwhelmed, remember that I am your protector. And when you feel like your saltiness is fading, come to me, and I will restore you. I will fill you again with my spirit, and you will go forth, shining brightly in a dark world. Asterisk. Now, go forth, my children, and let your lives be a testimony to the power of my word. Be the salt of the earth. Stand firm in your faith, and know that I am always with you, guiding you, protecting you, and preserving you for my purposes.